Hello everyone, I'm the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving you my predictions for Week 10 of the NFL season. So I'll predict all these games set to take place this week in the NFL. We got 4 teams on bye. It's the Browns, the Raiders, the Packers, and the Seahawks. All will not be playing this week. Goodbye, we'll see you all next week. But for the rest of the NFL, it's time to make some predictions. Last week was a bit of a step back for us. We went 9-6, bit more of a mediocre record than we'd been doing, but we'll look to bounce back here with our next set of predictions. All right, our first matchup, Thursday Night Football, Bengals, Ravens in Baltimore. I think this is going to be a huge one for when it comes to the playoffs. You got the Bengals. They had a bad start to the season, which included a loss to these same Ravens, but they've won a few games ever since then. They're now 4-5, just a game out of the postseason. Baltimore trying to keep a firm grip on the division and on the Bengals specifically. I think they're going to do it. I think Baltimore wins another shootout with the Bengals. Lamar Jackson has a big game, and Baltimore sweeps the season series with Cincinnati. And then you have my Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. So the Chiefs, with a win here, could become the first team in the NFL to lock up a winning record. A win over Denver will be Kansas City's 9th of the year, and it would keep their undefeated streak intact. Denver, I'm sure, would love to remind you what happened the last time they played the Chiefs. That was in Denver. Mahomes had the flu. It was not a good day for Kansas City, especially not on offense. That being said, I do think the Chiefs' offense is going to look pretty good. It looked pretty good on Monday night against the Buccaneers. I think the Chiefs' defense will not give up much to Bo Nix and the Broncos. I like the Chiefs here. Bills and Colts going at it in Indy. The Colts, they're not quarterbacked by Joe Flacco officially. Seems like that's more of a long-term move. Now, I imagine they're going to want to put Richardson back in there at some point, but I'm not sure it's going to be anytime soon. That being said, you take on the Buffalo Bills. I just see the Bills' offense, and I like that offense a lot more than I like Indy's at this point. And I think with Buffalo having the better offense, that will lead them to a victory over the Colts. Give me Buffalo. Next up is the Titans and the Chargers going at it at SoFi Stadium. These two have had some close games over the past few years, but this one I think goes to the Chargers. It's just that defense, man. The Chargers have a great defense, and it's a defense that I think is going to shut down the Titan offense. So give me the Chargers. Patriots and Bears is next, going at in Chicago. And Drake May, he had some pretty good heroics last week. Didn't quite get the game-winning drive that I predicted he would, but he had some miraculous plays go his way. Nonetheless, he might need that against the Chicago Bears. But I don't see it happening. I think the Bears defense has a good day. The offense does just enough, and the Bears beat the Patriots. Steelers Commanders, this game is looking a lot more appealing than I thought it would. You have the Commanders led by probably the favorite for a Rookie of the Year in Jane Daniels. You have the Steelers. Like usual, they have a good defense. They have good special teams. But what's this? Maybe a good offense? Well, they're coming off a bye. And I think, personally, this game could go either way. I'm taking the Steelers coming off that bye. And I think that ultimately is the Steeler defense. They get to Jaden Daniels one too many times, and that is the difference. I like Pittsburgh there. Next is my lock of the week. I'm taking the Vikings over the Jaguars. I think Minnesota will have a pretty big game offensively. And then you have Jacksonville. I do wonder if the Jaguars are going to have trouble against the pressure that the Vikings will send at them. And yeah, I'm taking Minnesota in that matchup. Jets-Cardinals is probably the game that I struggled with the most when it came to predicting it. And ultimately, I'm going to take the Cardinals here. Yeah, I'm picking against Aaron Rodgers again. It's just, you look at how the Cardinals match up against the Jets. You look at what happened last week. The Cardinals took on a good pass defense with a susceptible run defense. And that is what the Jets are this year. Defensively, anyway. Good pass defense, but you can definitely run on them. And I think the Cardinals, with that experience from last week against the Bears, they'll use it to beat the Jets here. So yeah, taking the Cardinals. Next one, Sunday Night Football, is the Detroit Lions and the Houston Texans going at it in Houston under the lights. And boy, this is going to be a good one. Could go either way. And it's my upset of the week. I'm taking the Houston Texans. I think they'll be motivated to come out with a better game than they did against the Jets last week. I also believe that there is a chance that Nico Collins could be back for the Texans. That could be big. I think CJ Stroud has himself a big game at home. I like Houston to get a win over quite possibly the best team in the NFC, the Detroit Lions. And then Monday Night Football, it's the Dolphins and the Rams. This one not quite as good as I would have hoped when the schedule came out. Ultimately, I'm just liking that Ram offense a lot more than the Dolphins offense these days. Maybe it's just that their pass game is now going to their running backs and their tight ends more than to like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle these days. But I personally don't like the Dolphins offense these days. I do like the Rams offense, and that's why I'm going to take the Rams. Next we have the punishment game for Germany, as they get two of the worst teams in the league with the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Ultimately, I'm taking the Giants here. I think they can run the ball on Carolina. I think Daniel Jones could have himself a good game throwing the ball, and I think the Giants win in Germany. Falcons and Saints going at it in New Orleans. Saints have not been that good. In fact, they just fired their head coach, Dennis Allen, hoping for a bit of they're hoping for I'm forgetting the word. They're hoping for a bounce back, I guess we could say. But I just don't think it's going to happen against the Falcons. I think Atlanta wins it. I think their defense plays good. I think Kirk Cousins has himself a good game. I think, yeah, Atlanta wins it. Next up, we got the 49ers and the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay looked a lot better against Kansas City than I thought they would. I'll give them that. But now they get the other participant from last year's Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49ers, and it's a 49er team coming off of a bye. And a 49er team that might get Christian McCaffrey back this week. I think those signs all point to San Francisco getting the win over Tampa, even if this game is in Tampa. All I can say is Tampa, pretty sure their bye is next week. Hopefully you can use that bye, heal up, and then get Mike Evans back after that. Last game, Cowboys and Eagles. I would really love to take the Cowboys here, but to me, they are just too injured at this point. Dak Prescott, he's expected to miss a couple weeks. CeeDee Lamb's also got an injury. I did hear that there's a decent chance that he plays this week regardless. But I can't take the Cowboys, quarterback by Cooper Rush, to beat their NFC East rival, the Eagles. I just can't. Give me Philly. Well, there you go. There's my picks for Week 10 of the NFL season. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more to come in the following weeks. I have been the Sports Wiz 101, and I will see you all later.